Hi, welcome to the Offshore Asset Protection and Investing Secrets video series. My name is Ryan Fowler. I am an asset protection, estate planning, and global investing consultant. I have a nationwide clientele. Their net worth ranges from about $200,000 to over $100 million. And I'm the co-author of Asset Protection in Financially Unsafe Times. It's co-authored with Dr. Arnold Goldstein. It's one of the best best-selling asset protection books in its class on Amazon.com, and it is the best reviewed asset protection book on Amazon.com. Today we're going to talk about offshore banking, specifically where should you bank, which country is the best jurisdiction to bank in. These 4 countries listed here are good jurisdictions. It doesn't mean they're the right jurisdiction for you, but we'll go into that. Now, when we look at where to bank offshore, there's several criteria we look at. First criteria we look at is, are they a modern nation? Do they have, are they industrialized? Do they have a good modern banking society that's well regulated? You don't want to put your money somewhere in Africa and then all of a sudden it disappears. Another criteria we want to look at is privacy laws. Every modern, well-developed country is going to have what's called an MLAT treaty with the United States government. That stands for Mutual Legal Assistance Treaty. Not all MLAT treaties are created the same. A broad MLAT treaty will basically allow the U.S. government to get information about your foreign banking activities in almost any situation. But these 4 jurisdictions have pretty restrictive MLAT treaties. More or less, the federal government can only get information about your banking in these jurisdictions if you're already being investigated and if it's only for a narrow range of suspected crimes. These crimes include terrorism, drug running, gun smuggling, tax evasion, only a small number of crimes. In all other situations, your privacy is maintained and the U.S. government won't be able to get that information. Now, Lichtenstein and Austria are both kind of in the same boat. You need a fair amount of money to open up an account in either of these countries. Liechtenstein is a small country in Europe, and of course Austria is in Europe too. They speak English there. That's also an important criteria. Very modern, but you're going to need at least $500,000, if not $1 million, to open a bank account in any of those 2 jurisdictions. In the Cook Islands, you can open an account with a few $1,000s. Cook Islands is off the coast of New Zealand. Everyone speaks English there. Now, Panama is a great jurisdiction too. They have the Panama Canal there, very modern. The problem is some bankers speak okay English, some don't speak it very well, and some don't speak English hardly at all. And so unless you speak fluent Spanish, I would stay away from Panama because it makes a hassle if you don't speak their language. Now, here's some countries you should avoid. Nevis is the 2 small islands in the Caribbean. They're great for offshore trusts and offshore LLCs, but not a cutting-edge infrastructure, not cutting-edge modern banking, and they have poor service. So I would not bank in Nevis. Switzerland used to be great for banking, but a bank in Switzerland, UBS, just gave 5,000 names of people to the IRS. Again, a good MLAT treaty. The IRS or U.S. government can only get your information if you're already being investigated. These 5,000 people weren't even being investigated yet. Because of this fallout, UBS was fined by the IRS, and a lot of Swiss banks won't even do business with you anymore. The ones that do, you need $500,000, if not $1 million, to open an account. I would just stay away from Switzerland because of this compromise in privacy. The Isle of Man, that's off the coast of Great Britain. The problem with the Isle of Man is there's at least one case where an Isle of Man court allowed a Moreva injunction to assist a U.S. creditor. And a Moreva injunction means even before the creditor gets a judgment against you, the assets that he's going after are frozen. They don't allow Moreva injunctions in the U.S., but they do in the Isle of Man. So why do you go to a jurisdiction where your asset protection is worse? So I'd stay away from the Isle of Man for that reason. Now, people ask me about Canada. Well, Canada, you know, people speak English there. It's modern, good service, but Canada is very close to the United States and is also heavily influenced by the United States. So if you want asset protection, if you want to make sure that a U.S. judgment won't be honored in a foreign country, I'd stay away from Canada. It's too much of a slippery slope from an asset protection context. So that concludes this video. In the next video, we're going to talk about reporting and disclosure requirements if you have an offshore bank account or offshore entities, offshore LLC or trusts. So I'll see you in the next video. So if you found this inside information helpful, be sure to get the complimentary ebook version of Asset Protection in Financially Unsafe Times, and also get the free video tips series emailed to your inbox. And also find out for a limited time only how you can have a 20-minute consultation with me so I can answer your questions and discuss solutions for your specific situation. You get all this for free. Just go to www.offshoreassetprotectioninformation.com and sign up. I'll see you there.